That was pretty. That was a pretty subpar belch. But anyway, guys, hello, all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. CraptasticJack here, and today I'm gonna be asking you guys. This is really just gonna be asking you guys, and yeah. But was the crew disappointing in your eyes? For lots of people, it has been. For lots of people, it hasn't been. It's really just a 50-50 perspective. It depends really who you talk to be fair. A lot of elements of the game are really good, and a lot of elements of the game aren't that good. So yes, today we're going to be going over a lot of aspects of the game, and I'm going to give my opinion on if the crew is disappointing or not. So yes, without further interruptions, let us begin. So yes, the crew has about a 50-50... Oh, be quiet, TeamSpeak. But, the crew is, a mixed bag for most people. It's a 50-50 chance of people liking it or not. From what I've seen, lots of people like it, lots of people hate it. But yes, and there are many reasons why this is. I mean, the car list, for example, isn't huge, but it isn't small at the same time. There aren't many imports, like from Asian cars, but then again, there's a really good abundance of European cars as well as American cars. But I know lots of people who like to tune and who are part of the JDM crowd. They want imports. They want Japanese domestic cars, and I can see that. I actually want some more Asian cars in the game because there's only two, the Skyline and the GTR, and yeah, they really could add more in that aspect when it comes to Asian cars. And overall, I feel the diversity of the cars isn't really too great, but I do see a lot of cars that I really love in the game, but I would like to see some more. Overall, I'm not too disappointed on the car list. We knew what we were gonna get before the game came out, around 50 cars. I just would like to see more. With the DLC coming, I hope there's gonna be more than just what's planned for the DLC. Now, most people agree on this, that this is a really good feature of the game, is the huge map. It's not like Fuel's map where it's huge but it's really barren. No, this map is really diverse when it comes to the United States of America, because the United States of America is huge and diverse. It has the desert, the snow, the ocean, not the ocean, well, the beach, the sunny areas, the cold areas, the mountains, the plains, the desert. It has a lot of stuff in America, just fit in America. And they chose a really good map to portray, and they portray the map really well. They portray America really well. And some of the cities are bigger than like, some games that portray cities aren't as big as the cities in this game. And yeah, like Grand Theft Auto 4's Liberty City isn't as big as the New York in this game, but yet you have that and the rest of the United States, which, yeah, but hey, that game came out like a while ago and they focus on that, only that city. But other than that, yeah, one thing I do not like is how they don't have Philadelphia or Allentown. Anyway, guys, next thing is the limited customization. Lots of people don't like the customization in the game. They wish they had more. They wish they had more stuff to customize their cars, and I am 100% with them. I feel the customization isn't what we expected, and that's in a bad way, because I feel the customization in this game isn't up to par with what we expected. With some elements, like for some specs, the customization is not even as good as Rivals. Rivals had really shoddy customization here. But overall, the customization isn't too great. The menus are really cluttered, and it's really hard to pick out what you want. And yeah, if they redo the menus and stuff and allow us to change the color of our rims, I can feel it being better. But also having a vinyl editor, they don't need to even keep adding more vinyls. They could just create a vinyl editor and let us create our own. That would fit that perfectly, and they would have to stop updating the stickers and stuff. I feel they should do that rather than not give us more stickers for our cars, because I feel everyone will agree with that. I mean, more stickers is always good, the more the better, but we really need a vinyl editor if you want customization to really be great in this game. And the customization is just really not up to par when it comes to that. The AI is not too good either, but I do hear that they're fixing this, so again, customization, the AI is either really good or really terrible. Usually in a race you'll have if you're racing a single player, you'll have 8 people who aren't racing. Well, 7 people who are racing against you. 6 of those cars are just gonna be in dead last. They'll be like miles away, and there's always gonna be this one car that's right up your ass. That's always tailgating you, and that if you make one slight misstep, they'll pass you. and they don't get stopped and stuff by trees and stuff like that. Well, they get stopped by trees, but you know how when you ram into a fence and drive into a fence, it slows you down significantly. The AI doesn't do that. So that's kind of where the bad AI comes in. And if you've ever gotten to a car chase, which I bet you have, the police AI is brutal. And the fact that if you're just stopped for like 5 seconds, you're busted. Even if you're driving backwards or trying to get away, if you're making an attempt to get away with over maybe 25 miles per hour, you're still gonna get busted. Which I do find that they really need to fix that. And the fact that this was something I complained about in the first beta, and I'm not the only one who complained about this. Lots of people complained about that in the first beta, and they haven't fixed it after 5 betas. It is kind of worrying when it comes to that. But yes, the AI isn't too great. They are going to fix that though, because they do know that that's a problem with a lot of people. The really bad rubber banding AI. It's worse than Most Wanted 2005's rubber banding AI. And that game, if you watch Most Wanted, I Am the Most Wanted 2011's Let's Play series of Need for Speed Most Wanted, you will see how bad the rubber banding in that game is. Now, on to some good things about the crew. Oh wait, no, one more bad thing. In the storyline, there isn't enough actual racing. Most of the events are either follow person, a takedown person, or smash crates. There aren't enough actual races in the game. In the faction missions, there are some good races in the faction missions. They really aren't that great. And I do think they really need to add more racing into the game. Actual racing. I mean, you can go into PvP and do all the races there, but other than that, there really isn't much actual racing, if you know what I mean, where you're racing other people. Now, the easiest way to solve this is to make more races, but what I do feel they should do is create a race editor, let us create our own races, and then let us share them with our friends and our crew and people around in the game. That would be pretty sick. Like in Grand Theft Auto Online, you could create your own races, jobs, missions. In the crew, I hope we get that as well, as long as with a vinyl editor as well. But if I had to pick between a vinyl editor and a race editor, I would definitely go for the race editor any day, because for me, vinyls are just cosmetics. But to make the game a lot more fun for me, funner, if you would say, I would have a race editor. But I would like both, vinyl editor and race editor, and they have been considering it. I talked with a few devs on Twitter. But yes. Now there are back when I said that most of the events are either that, there is a lot of variety when it comes to the events. Not a lot. I don't know why I'm just backtracking there, but there's a good variety of events in the storyline. I mean, you have smash events, takedown events, races, few races, time challenges and stuff like that. Unlike compared to Forza, where it's just race, time trial, race. Compared to some other racing games, there's a lot good variety. But yeah, a good variety of races. Very good handling with the cars. I do like the handling, especially if you want to go deeper and try and practice with hardcore mode. It will take you a while to get used to it, and it does take some skill to actually use hardcore mode, but when you master it, it's really good. I'm still not even mastering it yet, so yeah. But overall, the handling in this game is awesome, except with a few cars like the Agera, which still need a little patching. The game is very addicting. I mean, I haven't been this addicted to a racing game since Most Wanted 2012, and yeah, this game is really addicting. I mean, every day I spend at least an hour playing this game. It is that addicting, because I don't know, sometimes a game's really addicting and you don't know why. I guess I could say the gameplay, which is really good gameplay in the game, which, yeah, is a reason why it's really addicting. And yeah, that's really what I can say about the gameplay. It's just really good. It's really fun to play. It's really easy to pick up and play if you don't want to do with the hardcore handling. You just use full assist, and it's really fun to get into. It's really easy to get into. It's a racing game, and racing games are usually really good to get into, but you do have to kind of learn with the nitrous a little, just so you can actually rev. If you use the nitrous too much, you can't rev. But other than that, shift up, gear up. But other than that, it's really easy to get into, and yeah, that's really about it with the crew. Overall, I do like this game. For me, it is yes and no when it comes to disappointing. I mean, so if I'm not in a, like, I don't know. it's kind of a hard answer to say if it's addicting or not. I mean, disappointing or not, but it is addicting. But I would have to say yes. I would have to say no, actually, because a lot of the stuff I expected in the game are there, and a lot of problems that have come into the game, for me, really, I didn't really expect from the game. Like, I didn't expect Most Wanted 2005 customization, underground customization in this game. I didn't expect that. So I really wasn't too disappointed with the customization, but yeah. I mean, the stuff that I did look at that I did want, like the map and stuff, I liked. And plus playing the beta and having so much fun in that and not being really disappointed in that, when I came here, I really wasn't disappointed because it's really the same thing, except with the AI being really not that good. But yes, overall, it's not too disappointing. I mean, hell, this game being if this game was disappointing, which it is, but it's not too much, makes Grid Autosport look like a really fucking terrible game. But this is a really great game, and I recommend getting it. If you're not into kart racing games, I don't recommend getting it. But if you want to try and get into racing games, I would get it at a sale or stuff like that. And if you still want to get it, I'd recommend getting it. It's just like, if you can find it cheaper somewhere, get it cheaper, obviously. But overall, this game is great. But there are some really small disappointing things about the game. But what are your opinions on the crew? Be sure to list them in the comments below. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright, don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.